How's everybody feeling this morning? Everybody good to go?
Yeah.
All right, excellent. So there's a decision that a ton of young adults are faced with around this time every year. A lot of graduating high school seniors are faced with the decision, do I go to college? Do I go join the workforce, military? And this is a huge problem because a lot of these students are pushed into college when they might not be ready. I remember for myself, graduating from the Chamonix class of 2013, I felt the same way. It was like I had all these doors to go through and I was kind of just blindly going to jump through one, and it ended up setting me back in life. I ended up going for a major I didn't really know about and want to do, and after I got into it, I was like, this isn't for me. And I kind of wish that there was something more that my parents would encourage me, or not even parents, but guidance counselors as well, just so I would be more prepared. So in my survey I handed out, the majority of you guys think that a high school senior should go directly into college. But today I'm going to talk to you about why some students might not be ready, the big problem in our country, the benefits of a gap year, and why people are skeptical about a gap year. So for those of you who don't know, a gap year is taking time off in between graduating and that freshman year of college. And this is something that's very, very frowned upon in society today. So first, we're going to kind of dive into this problem in society. The words, Mom and Dad, I think I'm going to take a year off after high school, can probably strike fear in the hearts of any parent. Anastasia, how would you feel if your daughter said that to you? Mom, I don't know if I'm going to college right away. Or Professor,
After 20 years, I don't know, but
yeah, right?
I said, not really happy.
Or Professor, how about you? Your son's, Mom, I don't know if I'm ready to go to college. Might be a little hard. So according to a new USnews.com article by Lauren Camera in 2016, only 37% of high school seniors are ready for college reading and math. So that's kind of the number side, the academic side of it. And then according to an NBCnews.com article by Lisa Hefferman, in 2015, only 60% of college freshmen feel that they weren't emotionally ready for college. So with that being said, it's clear that students might not be ready. Should we just kind of throw them to the wolves? I mean, to me, that's a huge way to set somebody up for failure if they're not ready. And then in 2012, just to kind of show the pressure that society puts on these young adults, in an issue of the Chronicle for Higher Education, the author states that the education establishment in the United States is just really pushing for and trying to get those graduation rates. And it's great to be a college graduate, but for those of us who aren't ready, it doesn't make any sense to me. All right, and I also want to touch base on the survey I conducted. So in the class, 70% of you guys said that a senior should go directly into college. Yet 58% of you also said that they feel students minimally are not prepared. So now that we know about the problem facing these young adults in our country, I want to talk to you guys about why people are afraid of the gap year, why it's kind of intimidating to them. And the biggest stereotype I found was that for a lot of people, the gap year is, oh, they're not going to go back to college. They're never going to go. You're just going to, it's kind of a slippery slope, if you will. Oh, you're not going to go to college right off the bat. Could be in for a long one. And 50% of you guys agree that, students might not go into college if they take a year off. According to an article posted by the GapYearAssociation.org in December 2017, 9 out of 10 students who take a gap year actually end up going to college. So that myth's kind of debunked there about people not going in. The next major stereotype of a gap year is it's just for students to kind of hang around, be lazy. Let's go backpack through Europe and do, nothing, just travel. And that couldn't be further from the truth. And a true gap year isn't just a student taking off saying, hey, I'm just not going to go to school. It's really well planned out. These guys have a plan where they want to volunteer at. Or they say, hey, I'm going to join the workforce. So The difference between somebody just slacking off and kind of going with the flow and a gap year is the gap year is well planned. According to an article published by Rose Colley on volunteering.org in 2017, the best way to get the most out of your gap year and traveling and volunteering, is to pick a program that highlights your interests and skills. So, like I said, not just blindly going into something like, hey, I want to go to, the Soviet, or not the Soviet Union, Russia, and just kind of hang around there and whatever. It's, saying like, hey, I'm interested in perhaps the medical field, so I want to go volunteer my time as a nurse in said country, or locally. So after hearing about why people are skeptical of the gap year, I wanted to kind of highlight some of the benefits the gap year had and can offer to students. The first benefit I came across was life experience. According to an article in the St. Louis Dispatch from 2011, Tim Baker states that a gap year can offer growth opportunities to young adults who take them. So really it's, you don't have to go to college for life experience in the first year. There's all these opportunities in terms of joining the workforce or spending time abroad volunteering that can give you those life experience that that people who push kids into college say you can't get anywhere else. The next benefit that a gap year can yield is it can benefit the community. So this isn't just the student we're talking about, but kind of the bigger picture and who it helps. And according to my survey, 100% of you guys agree that younger people should be more involved in the community. One program that I researched was Habitat for Humanity, and they had a couple little subsections, if you will, that I found on the website that I kind of liked. Locally, AmeriCorps, which helps, it's people volunteering to build houses for those less fortunate and helping people. That was one that highlighted to me, and that's something they do a lot of good. Housing for people is very important. You don't have a roof over your head and you're in rough shape. And then after that, Disaster Corps, which goes around internationally and helps people. So I know we had a bunch of hurricanes and natural disasters. So these people would go around and help prepare these people and then help with the cleanup as well. So while there are many different options for a gap year and many different ways to volunteer, those were two that I highlighted that I thought did a lot of good. And then my final benefit I have listed here is that students can figure out their own interests. So, you guys all know college is expensive, right? It's not it's kind of common knowledge in that sense. Time is one thing you can never get back. So going to school for, like I did, for something you don't know, you end up wasting a lot of time, a lot of money. So this gap year can help kids, or not kids, young adults rather, find out what their interests are and not waste that time. According to an article in Teaching in Higher Education in October 2011, the gap year can serve as a transition period and allow young people a chance to do some identity work, kind of figure out themselves, and manage to shift from one phase of life to another. So, and even too, like if, I know for myself, the medical field was something that I was interested in. If I had taken a year off and maybe perhaps volunteered at a hospital, I could have seen like, hey, this isn't for me. Or if somebody, wants to be an accountant, that's usually something somebody picks. You can go work in an office job and see, like, hey, I love this, I love the pace of it, or not really for me. So it helps kind of not waste time, if you will. In conclusion, so it's no secret that our society has a major problem with these young adults. We're kind of pushing them off the cliff of adolescence into adulthood, and we're kind of throwing them to the wolves here. I want to challenge all you guys to kind of think differently about taking a year off from school, and instead of thinking about it negatively, like, oh, these guys are never going to go back, or they're going down a bad road, think about it as setting themselves up for success for the next part in life. All right. And that's it, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.